Today we're going to make a clay snow globe. So as you can see, it is going to be a flat circle with clay attached to create the sculpture and a little base. To start, we're going to make a flat circle. The best way to do this is to take a piece of clay and roll it into a ball. Make sure it's pretty smooth. You can roll it on the table if you want. And you want a pretty good sphere. Okay, so once you have that circle, what you're going to do is you're going to flatten it in your hand. So what happens if you flatten it in your hands, it works much better than trying to flatten it on the table because it'll stick to the table if you try to flatten it that way. And you don't want it too thin, as you can see. Okay, and you can, if it gets a little off, you can just kind of reshape it to make it the shape you want. And I think that's pretty good. Okay, so you don't want it sticking to the table. So that's the first thing you're going to do. With another piece of clay, I'm going to create a little base. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to roll this out just a little bit to create, it's a little too much. I'm going to create kind of a rectangle shape and smooth it out. If your clay starts drying on you, just use your fingers, wet your fingers and smooth a little water on it. You don't want to ever put the clay in the water because that'll make a mess. Okay, so I'm going to flatten this out now. And get it the shape I want. So I want one side to be very, very flat. And so I'm going to hold it up like this and flatten it. Okay, now I'm going to flatten this side like this. Okay, I'm going to score. I'm going to score the thinner side of this. And I'm going to attach that to my base. So there's my basic shape of my snow globe. Now, I need to go on the back of this and smooth this line in so that it'll stay attached. Okay, now, I don't want all those rough spots. Okay, now I'm going to add some kind of design on top. So in this one, I just added a snowman with a tree, and then I also drew into it to make different designs. So anytime I attach the clay, I gotta make sure I score it so that the pieces of clay stay together. So this is gonna be the body. And then I keep adding things to create my snowman. So I have my basic shape of my snowman. Now I'm going to add pieces to it. So for his carrot on his nose, I'm going to do a little coil and do one side a little bit more. That way it'll be sticking out of his nose. With a pen or a pencil, I can create little dots in where his eyes are going to be, and pencil actually works better, and I can do the coal. And these I can paint in later or use a pen to paint them after it all dries. Okay, so I know he has a few buttons, so I'm just going to have my buttons sink in. Okay, I want a hat on my snowman. I think I'll do like a little top hat. To do a top hat, I'm going to create a kind of a rectangle square shape. I need to go a little smaller than that. And that's going to go on top. And then create a little brim by rolling a little piece of clay out, a little coil. And and attach that. And then I can smooth all that together and add details. Okay, I might put a little, if I want a little tree or something next to my snowman or in the background, I can create kind of a tree shape. If it has leaves, it has to be evergreen around here. So I can create my little tree and put it alongside. Add a little bit, give a little texture, then attach that. Now for my last details, I put in my tree with my trunk and put a little snow over it and blended it into where the snowman is. I will probably, I'm going to add a line back here, which is going to be kind of where the horizon is. So I know where the sky will be and where my snow will start. And I also can kind of draw some shapes in the tree, some trees back here as well. So there's some background behind my snowman, and I'm just kind of making some tree shapes back there. And I'll paint those when my snowman is finished. Okay, I think the rest I'm going to end up painting the details on. So like his arms, I'll paint on. I can always add little arms, but that means they might break also. So kind of up to you. Okay? I think that's it. Now, if you want to hang up your design, then you're going to want to make sure you put a hole in here to hang it up on a wall if you want to hang it somewhere. If you don't want to hang it somewhere and it's just going to sit on a table or something, then you don't need that hole.